Hi, welcome everybody. It's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy, just in the fitting studio here today, and we've got a head-to-head here in the 3-wood category, and I've got two of the stronger 3-woods, or the more compact 3-woods here to go against each other. So I've got the M3 from TaylorMade, so a little bit more compact, a little bit more adjustability on that weight push forward to that club face a little bit more, and then I'm going to put that up against the Cobra King F8 Plus 3-wood. So again, more compact head than the standard F8 with that heavy screw sort of shoved more forward to the golf club. So maybe a more aim to the better player here, the better ball striker, and maybe for the golf who's looking for that slightly lower launch, slightly lower spin characteristics from these 3-woods. So just before we jump into the video, do hit my logo on the bottom right hand corner of your screen, MNG, and hit that subscribe button and get notifications any future videos that come on my channel. You'll be the first ones to watch it. Also, if you're liking the content producing, fire some comments down below, let me know your thoughts, let me know some ideas for future videos, and obviously hit that like button also. Okay, so I've got myself set up here at the 18th, off the tee here at the 18th at the Belfry, the Brabazon course, obviously a famous finishing hole here, many Ryder Cups. Obviously dogleg left over water, and I'm going to hit some 3-woods. I'm going to hit them off a small tee, and I'm going to start with the M3 first. So two 3-woods here, as I mentioned, are in the sort of smaller category here in terms of the footprint of the head, maybe a little bit more aimed at that sort of lower launch, lower spin sort of characteristics here. So got both of these in a stiff flex, and I've got both set at 15 degrees of loft. So we're going to start with the M3 first, and you know, I like the look of the M3. I think it's a great looking club, that silver and that black finish, that carbon look. Now, first of all, when I put that down, it does look like there's more than 15 degrees of loft on there. So straight away, that feels like this is going to pop up in the air a little bit more. I've got the weight set in the middle here, so I've got it set as a standard or a neutral sort of weight set in here. Let's get this first one here. We'll hit a batch with each club, and then we'll look at some numbers. Okay, just struck that one a touch out of the heel, maybe just lost a tiny bit of length off that one. Yeah, it's only got out about 252 there. Generally you'll see my 3 will getting out sort of into the 260 sort of areas here. But that wasn't the greatest of first strikes there, just that little bit of a necky one. That was a much better strike, that one. Hit that one much better. Yeah, a bit straighter there, which is good. There we go, so a little bit more distance there, so 260 there, hitting that fairway really quite nicely. That's a solid hit, that one. Struck that one really good. The sound off that is superb. It's that muted sound that we sort of see with M3, obviously see that with the driver. There we go, much better strike there, 272. So strike playing a big part of that. Again, nice straight shot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit my last 2 balls out of my batch of 5 here. I'm going to try and hit a draw, because this hole's really sort of geared around hitting that little right to left around this sort of corner, and obviously get that ball down the fairway as far as possible. Now, what I sometimes find, for me personally, a little bit harder to draw my sort of woods than it would do with my irons. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit tricky for me to start with. But then also, I think what a lot of golfers will find is these more sort of smaller compact heads where the CG's shoved forward, I think are always a little bit harder to sort of shape right to left. It's a bit easy to sort of hit that cut shot, but I think the right to left for many golfers is a little bit harder. But I'm going to try and play the last 2 balls with a little draw for this particular shape of hole here. That's a great strike. It's moving right to left. That's perfect. Okay, now look at that distance there. As soon as I changed that, obviously strike was great again, but as soon as I changed that shape of that golf ball, see, that's like high 280s there, which is great with a 3-wood. And that's made this particular hole very, very different here now. I'm hitting such a shorter club into that green from there than it was from the previous ones. Even though the other ones were straight from where I was aiming, finding the fairway, that shape's just changed that hole dramatically. So this is where maybe this sort of better player here would like to sort of see these shapes for that particular reason. It opens up different opportunities, and also then makes holes much, much easier if you get the right, obviously, shaping and the right strike for that particular hole and that particular shape of hole. Strike was nice, just not quite turn that over. No, just hit a little bit of a fade, actually didn't quite get the the sort of club closing on that one, but it's safe, it's on that fairway. So one beautiful draw shot there, one didn't quite sort of master that. So, okay, so there's 5 shots hit with the M3. I'm going to jump over into the Cobra now, the F8 Plus. And again, we'll hit 3 normal stock swing shots, and then I'm going to hit 2 at the end, just trying to hit that right to left to suit this particular one, see how easy possibly that is to shape or not maybe. Okay, so now got the F8 Plus from Cobra in my hands here, and first instincts here is I love the look of this. I think it looks great. It's very compact. I think it's a little bit more compact head footprint size than the M3 there, so it is quite a small appearance behind the ball, but it does look stunning. The shape of it's beautiful. I love that sort of grey and that black finish. It's very similar theme to the TaylorMade with that front, obviously light colour and grey with that carbon black section. So it's definitely that sort of TaylorMade resemblance there, but I probably prefer that grey and black finish. I just think it looks beautiful. It looks really sort of stunning. Sits very nice and square. Say, got this set in 15 degrees. Doesn't look as much as loft there as it does with the TaylorMade, but that's obviously just a lot optical illusion there. Maybe sometimes you see more face than others. A little bit busy on the top, just with all that sort of raised bit on the front section of the club here. Obviously that's helping with aerodynamics and everything. Got the rail system there, the baffler tech, which I think is a great bit of technology there, and they've had that in the clubs for quite a few years now. But let's get this first one hit with the F8 Plus. Oh, that was a solid connection. Yeah, that felt really good. Quite a neutral ball flight there, which was nice. Nice opening shot there with the Cobra. And that is getting 267. Find that fairway nice. That sounded really good and felt really solid there. Good opening shot there, Cobra. Again, that was a solid strike. Just working a little bit up that right hand side. Definitely not, wouldn't say it's a low ball flight there. I'm just hitting the, I mean, having said that, I'm hitting these little fades there, so I'm just going to climb that ball and probably just pop that spin up a little bit. But the feel of it is superb. Feels really sort of solid there. And the sound's great. You know, it sounds very similar to, maybe not quite as dull or as mute. It's a little bit of a different maybe sound to the TaylorMade, even though they're both sort of composite mix on here with the head. It's just not quite as, I don't know, the TaylorMade sounds a little bit more hollow, if that makes sense. A bit more of a duller, hollow sound than maybe the sort of Cobra. Probably preferring the sound of that Cobra, to be fair. Okay, that was a bit toey. That wasn't middled. Okay, so that wasn't a flush ball strike there. Yeah, just dropping. Well, that wasn't done bad. 270 there. And actually quite a nice sort of neutral shape, so definitely felt a bit of a twist in there, and that's probably the thing that when I look at this Cobra, with it being so compact, it maybe just scares me a little bit when I missed that middle. I definitely felt that. I felt a big sort of twist there, but the result was pretty good. It kept its line quite nicely, still got a bit of distance there, so that's worked out quite well. So quite a forgiving club going off that particular shot anyway. Okay, so the same as what I did with the TaylorMade M3 there. I'm going to hit my last 2 shots, trying to hit that draw shape around this particular hole at the belfry. As I say, it's calling for that right to left shape to make that second shot much easier into that green. So I'm going to try and hit 2 draw shapes with the Cobra here and see if this is as easy maybe to shape as it was with the M3. That's a great strike. It's a super strike. Got that shape going. Maybe just a bit too much. Go, 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 go. Oh, just a bit off, a little bit too much on that particular hole. It's a long carry down there, especially with 3 wood. Definitely got it shaping, and that felt quite easy to sort of shape. Strike was great. Maybe just started it a little bit too far left to start with then obviously drawing from there. Okay, let's try and hit the same shape here, but maybe just start it in a little bit more of a better direction. Touch more to the right. Let's give this one a go. That's a great strike again. Yeah, that's working. Ever so slightly. Not as much as the other one, but I think there was a slight smither of draw on there. Yeah, so 275, hit the fairway, great strike. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so, right, let's go and look at some numbers. So M3 against F8 Plus. Let's look at some numbers, a little bit more detail between those 2 clubs and see if there's one that's possibly outperformed the other, and I'll give you a little bit of feedback on my thoughts between those 2 clubs. Okay, so let's look at those 2 clubs there. So we're going to look at club head speed first there, so pretty identical there, just a smidge slower with the Cobra, but not by much. Ball speed up by nearly 2 mile an hour with the TaylorMade against the Cobra, which is quite interesting. So a bit quicker off the face with the TaylorMade. Launch angle 13.4 against 11.8. So a little bit lower with the Cobra on that particular test there in terms of launch. So coming out a little bit lower there. And the spin with the Cobra about 500 revs less there. So a little bit lower launch, a little bit lower spin there, and that's going to equate to a very different peak height there. So you can see the TaylorMade at 43, which is quite high there. They're all in the 40s there at that peak height. And you see the Cobra there at 36. So I much prefer that peak height of the Cobra there. Definitely saw that as a visual through its flights. That lower launch, lower spin is just making it peak out very differently. And then carry distance there, 251 against 254. And obviously that fall shot hit with the Cobra there, you'll see that at 260 carry, sorry, 263 rollout isn't a right rollout because obviously it landed in the water, didn't make the fairway there, did I? So the rollout is a little bit different there, but 254 against 251 there, and a little bit straighter there. Just missed more to the right with the TaylorMade there than the Cobra. Okay guys, so there we go. There's the M3 from TaylorMade against the Cobra F8 Plus there. So two really nice 3-woods in my opinion. Look-wise, both very, very nice. As I say, that F8 is probably just that smaller footprint there. And obviously that different colouring, both sort of similar scheme with that colour at the front and that carbon position at the back. Probably I do prefer the look of that Cobra. I like that compact look. Having said that, it does give me that little bit more sort of nerviness in a way in terms of I know I need to hit the middle of that club face. But having said that, that toe shot there was quite sort of forgiving. That it did really well on that miss hit. So preferring that lower launch obviously with the Cobra, preferring that spin number with the Cobra, a bit more to where I would like to see it. And obviously that just squeezes a few more yards there. And it felt quite easy. Both of those draw shots I turned over, one a little bit too much, the other one just a nice amount. TaylorMade did one but didn't do the other, so probably just that little bit more flexibility in terms of shaping. Found it a little bit easier with that Cobra there. Okay, but two really good fairwoods. So definitely if you're looking for that more compact head, maybe that lower launch, lower spin sort of characteristics there, these two are definitely ones to go out and try and test yourselves. Obviously there's a lot of shaft options, neck sleeves, dialing in. Obviously TaylorMade, you've got the movable sole weight there to try and work into sort of draw and phase sort of bias, but definitely go and get fit and try these yourself. Okay, thanks so much for watching guys. Always appreciate watching the videos. As I said earlier, hit that subscribe button, bottom right corner of the screen there, MNG logo. Get subscribed, hit that like button, share it around and post any comments down below of what your thoughts are between these two clubs and the videos that I'm sort of doing at the moment. All right, thanks very much for watching guys, and hopefully catch up with you all very soon.